So I was sitting in one of the nicest apartments in all of Gem City. Um, Man, looking at the windows, looking at all this, and a thought occurred to me. And that thought was, how many people actually would be able to live here with what is built right now? What would that actually look like in terms of population? How the hell am I going to figure that out? So I went online, searched up how many people live in an average home U.S. I am in the U.S., of course, and so is our city. It's based in the U.S. And it says 2.51, so let's just round that up, since it's 5 or more, to 3. So 3 people per house. Then I was like, okay, well, how about motels? How about apartments? So we do apartments too, and we see 90 to 95. Let's just guess kind of on the lower end of that. Let's go 91 for that, 91. And then let's just do motels. So easy. Let's just do motels real quick. And okay, here we go. 2023 USA, 63.8%. There we go. Now we can put this all into a file and start to maybe actually figure this out. Alright, so we use what we use for modding. Let's just use Notepad++, and then there we go. Population of Gem City, that's the name. And we have our little info right here. And let's just go. Let's go pick an area and let's figure out how we're going to do this. Say goodbye to our beautiful, beautiful apartment building. Look at that, very cool. And then let's move to our actual our rural town, Stevensburg. You can see beautiful Mount Stephen here. Means we're getting close. And here we are, the small town of Stevensburg. Of course, not finished like everything else here, but there's something. Alright, so we have the Clown Lodge, we have the Welcome Center, we have the Skylift that's not done yet, we have the diner here, we have the Mountain Dew store, Cave Dew, and we have the Steve Inn. So all in all, not really too much. There also is our little Gravity Falls house that's in the jurisdiction of Stevensburg, right around here. So I guess we're gonna have to split this up. Alright, so here we go. I'll split it like this. We're gonna do residents. This is actual like citizens, just people that live there, and then we'll do non-permanent for like the motels, because like the Clown Lodge and the Steve Inn, those are like where non-permanent residents of the town will stay. Whereas the Gravity Falls house would be like an actual house that people would live in. So let's just correlate that difference. And we'll just get 64% of that 5, and we're left with 3 people. So around 3 people in this motel. The other 2 rooms would be empty, which makes sense with our 64 rule. And then I'm just going to continue this for the rest of the town. So here's what we were left with. We have 3 people. That's the average amount of people in a home in the Gravity Falls house. So that's only 3 permanent residents in Stevensburg. And then for non-permanent, we have the Steve Inn, has room for 5 people. That goes to 3. And the Clown Lodge, which has a little bit more, has a room for 7 people, goes down to 4. So a total for non-permanent is 7. But at the max, it can actually hold 12. But we'll just say 7. So in total, the little town of Stevensburg only has 10 people, which makes sense. We never really got to building the actual residential part of Stevensburg, which is a shame, but you know, that's how it is. And then I'm just going to copy this around the rest of the city. And again, if I raise my render distance here, you can see just how much we have to actually work with here. So here I am on the top of Mount Stephen, and this is a lot of world to go and count up. Luckily, most of these skyscrapers that are finished, I'm only going to count finished buildings, by the way. Most of the finished ones are office buildings and not apartments, so that will probably help this be a little bit easier on me and kind of lower the score a little bit. And then I'm thinking we'll just split up this kind of area, this low income part of Gem City, and then this suburban area, we'll also split that. So we'll have Stevensburg, and then we'll have the suburbs, and then we will have the hood, and then we will have the actual city itself. So let me just go ahead and do that, and I will show you the numbers. Alrighty, so here's what I got for the suburban area. I probably sped it up for you. It was probably pretty quick, but this took just a second. We have suburbia. I'm going to split it up by the direction. So on the east side, we have 22 homes, so around 66 people. On the north side, only 18 homes, so it's 54 people. And on the south side has the most with 29 homes, so 87 people. And for this, we're just going to do the 3 rule because these aren't apartments, so I'm just going to assume that they are fully occupied to the standard of a normal U.S. household and adhere to that average. So that leaves us with a whole 207 residents. We are definitely rising in population now. Pretty cool. No non-permanent. There's no motels this way, so that is something. There's no apartments either, so we don't have to count anything like that. Just suburban houses. So yeah, that leaves us with 207 people. Next up, it's hood time. So here we go. We got the low income area here, and I split this up. There's a couple different places there. There's the project houses, which are all the same, those brick houses, and then there's the small mobile homes, and then there's some nicer, more kind of suburban houses that are in that cul-de-sac. So here's how I split it. 18 houses for the projects, so that's around 54 people. For the mobile homes, it's going to be 18 houses, so that's around 54 people as well. I was actually kind of shocked that these were the same amounts. For these nicer homes, there's only 13, so 39 people. So a total is going to be 147. Now for non-permanent, there's only 2 motels in this area. There's Motel 7. This is the one very close to the actual city part. It's on the other side of the river though. It still counts for this section. And it has room for 8 people. Divide that, only has 64% of that. That's going to be 5 people. And then there's also the Clown Motel in the middle of the low income area, which only has room for 4 people. So we bring that down to 3. So our total for non-permanent is going to be 8. Our total for actual residents of the low income area is 147. So 155 total. Quite a bit less than the suburb, but actually closer, much closer than I was expecting. But I am happy to see that, considering we have a lot of infrastructure in that area, a lot of warehouses, schools and stuff like that. So it'd be kind of weird if no one actually lived there, you know. So I'm very happy to hear that. Now it's time for the monster. It's time for the actual downtown area. You can tell what's done because the stuff that's done is actually lit up. So these are dead buildings. And like I said, I think a lot of these are actually offices. So it should be pretty easy to count the ones that are actually apartments and then split the number from there. But yeah, let's do it. And now we're finally at the end, and we're going to end right where we began. So we are finally done. We've done Gem City. This is definitely took the longest out of everything. And I've split up all of our apartment buildings into different categories. The Orange Tower had 31 apartments, so 93 people. Only 91% of that would be 85. The Black Building, the second one we went in, only had 51 apartments. Or actually that's more. They have 51 apartments. So 153 people just in that building, which is again just about as much as in the hood, which is pretty crazy. 91% of that is 139. The Bone Building had 90 apartments, so 270 people, the biggest out of any building. So that's 246 people total there. And for the Spire Building, 42 apartments, so 126 people, goes to 115. And for the last one, the Black Floral Building, which is where we started, it only has 14 apartments, so only 42 people. 91% of that is 38. So in total, 623 residents and 0 non-permanent. Now I've done some calculations here, and I kind of want to show you my final findings, so to speak. But here we go. My city in Minecraft has a grand total of 995 citizens based on what is finished after this has been worked on for 2-3 years and has been abandoned for about the same amount of time. Only 1.5%, technically, this is estimated, are non-permanent. So most of these people are non-permanent. We definitely need more motels in the city, I'm starting to realize. So that's definitely something. 63% of the population lives downtown, which is a huge percentage. Only 21% live in the suburbs. Only 16% live in the poorer area. And less than 1% live in Stevensburg, which makes sense. It's a very small tourist town that barely has any residential buildings. I'm not surprised at this by this at all. But yeah, very very cool. Very cool to see all this stuff. Very cool to visualize it all. Very cool to go through here and look at all these apartments, finding fun stuff. Really gets me inspired to want to maybe get into Minecraft again. I don't know if I could go back to this, go back to working on this project. I feel like it would feel kind of weird to do it without my friends that I've done this with, and we've kind of drifted apart. That's how life is when you get older. So maybe I will talk to them. Maybe if I can get their permission, I can work on this a little bit more. I'd love to add more over here and fill out maybe the actual island, the actual map area, so there's something to look forward to, and fill out more of these skyscrapers. And maybe if I do go that way, in a year I can go and do another population video and see how the population has grown over just a year. That would be interesting. But yeah, this is a fun little project. It was interesting to see. We're so close to hitting 1,000 people here. What a shame. We'll probably hit there soon. All we gotta do is add a couple more houses. But yeah, without further ado, that's about it. See ya.